Namaskaram. Margazhi is the most auspicious month among all. Starting from mid-December to mid-January, all sections of Hindus, including Saivites, Vaishnavites and Smartas, celebrate various festivals in the month of Margazhi with intense devotion, and they actively participate in the pujas offered in the temples. It is also called as Dhanurmadam because the sun transits through the Sagittarius or Dhanur Rashi. Similarly, Dhanur Vedam holds the epitome of knowledge in it. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna has described the month of Margazhi as one of his very forms. All the various pasurams sung by Alvars and the Andal's famous Thiruppavai is rendered in the early morning in all South Indian Vishnu temples. It is during this month the Adhyayana Utsavam happens for 21 continuous days, in which 4000 Divya Prabandham Pasurams is sung at 108 Divya Desam temples, including Sri Rangam. And on the 10th day, the auspicious Vaikunda Ekadashi is celebrated, where everyone enters the Vaikunda through the Swargavasal. Vaikunda Ekadashi is a very special day for practicing fasting and reciting the names of Vishnu. It is believed that anyone who dies naturally on this day will directly go to heaven or Vaikunda. Also, Srimad Bhagavatam says that the gopis of the Brindavan observed Katyayani Viradam early in the morning during this month of Margazhi to attain Lord Krishna. So, Andal Nachiyar, who is also an epitome of Krishna, Premai, observed the same Viradam in this month and married Lord Ranganatha. The 30 pasurams which she sang during that time are called as Thiruppavai. One reaps immense benefits by chanting Thiruppavai verses. Dattatreya Jayanti is celebrated on the 10th day of Margashirisha Krishna Paksha. Lord Dattatreya was the son of Maharishi Atri and mother Anusya. Atri Maharishi is one of the Sapta Rishis, and his mother Anusya is cited as the epitome of chastity. Lord Dattatreya is believed to be an incarnation of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. It is said that they are considered to be part of the three Devas. The month of Margazhi is also special to Saivites, in which the star for Lord Nataraja, namely the Arudra, also called as Thiruvadirai in Tamil, happens. Legend has it that Lord Shiva performed the cosmic dance in the form of Nataraja at the Chidambaram temple for his devotees Adi Sesha through the form of Patanjali and Vyagrapada. Adi Sesha, the seven-hooded serpent on whom Lord Vishnu rests in the milky ocean, wanted to witness this divine dance of creation after hearing about it from Lord Shiva. Vyagrapada was a devotee of Shiva who performed severe penance and tapas to witness the Ananda Tandava. The Ananda Tandavam of Lord Nataraja is said to symbolize the 5 divine acts, Pancha Krityas, of creation, sustenance, dissolution, concealment and bestowment of grace. Shiva is also worshipped in the Chidambaram temple as Agashalingam, in which the formless form, which is popularly called as Chidambara Rahasyam, takes place. The Thiruvadirai festival is dedicated to Shiva and Parvati, is observed on the day in Kerala. Arudra signifies the gold and red flame, and Shiva performs the dance in the form of this fiery red flamed light. Also, it was during this month great Saint Nandanar had darshan of Lord Nataraja at Chidambaram. The Thiruppavai and Thiruppavai are recited by Saivites during this month. The great saint poet Manikavasagar composed Thiruppavai in Tiruvannamalai. The 20 verses of Thiruppavai portrays a girl who bathes early in the morning. Then, singing the praises of Lord Shiva, she visits the girls in her neighborhood, urging them to wake up, bath, and worship Shiva. Symbolically, the girls still asleep are representative of the Jivatmas caught in samsara. Sleep is the symbolic representation of the three impurities or malams described in Saiva Siddhanta, namely ego, karma, and illusion. The bath is symbolic of bhakti or devotion towards Shiva and Andal. This is the bath which takes us close to God and eventually liberates us from all the worldly pattern. In the first 8 verses, the girls wake up their sleeping friends. They sing of his qualities and about his devotees. The girls refer to Shiva as the one without beginning and end, and as an effulgent light, Arutperum Jodi. In verse 10, Manikavasagar expresses his amazement of Lord Shiva's greatness. Also, with the onset of Margazhi, the weather cools down. According to the Ayurveda, the bodily fire recedes within and becomes very strong, facilitating the digestion and assimilation. Therefore, the bodily situation is perfect for the sadhakas. Margazhi also marks the end of the Dakshinayana, that is the apparent movement of the sun towards the south. With this, the second half of the year called as Sadhanapada also comes to an end. Margazhi is also known as Agrahayana, meaning the month of Ayana or equinox. After this month, the Uttarayana, northward movement of the sun, begins. Uttarayana is the first half of the year, is called as the Kaivilyapada, while Sadhanapada, as the name suggests, it is the period of putting efforts. Kaivilyapada is the period of enjoying the fruits of one's own labor. The movement from the vernal equinox to the autumnal equinox is designated as the Uttarayana and vice versa as Dakshinayana. The harvest of the crops sown during the former are harvested in the latter. Similarly, the orientation of the festivals during the Kaivilyapada is more towards celebrating, while during Sadhanapada, the emphasis is more on sadhana. The Margazhi therefore marks the last month of the opportunity of putting efforts towards one's goals. One is expected to wake up early in the morning during the Brahma Muhurtam and spend time on the spiritual progress. Here we are at a time of the year which is considered significant for those on the spiritual path. At this time of the year, the planet Earth is closest to the Sun. In terms of the Sun's gravity functioning on the planet, right now it is at the highest. The maximum pull of the Sun's gravity happens at this time. That is the effect the Margazhi month has on the human system. It pulls you from the base. Margazhi is a time to bring balance and stability to the system. There are practices in the yogic system which have been transmitted into the culture in many different ways. This is a time when men will do what generally women are supposed to do, and vice versa. In Tamil Nadu, men will go on Naga Sankirtan, in which they will sing and practice devotion, which are largely considered feminine. The masculine always sees the geometric base first, but in this month, women practice geometry not on the paper but in front of their homes, drawing geometrical figures or columns. Because of the natural pull downward, the Mooladhara or the foundation chakra, the preservative nature of life becomes more dominant. So, if you plant a seed during this month, the growth will be the slowest and it will not sprout very well. Since the growth is held back by certain inertia in the life force, this is a time the body can recoup and preserve itself well. Recognizing this, it is still maintained that there are never any marriages in Tamil Nadu during Margazhi. This is not a time for conception. Even grahasthas or householders practice brahmacharya for this period. This is also a good time, particularly for those suffering from psychological imbalances, because the sun's energy is pulling downward and they can stabilize themselves. In the yogic system, if there is a psychological imbalance, it is always seen as water element going out of control. If you have a tank full of water and shake it, it will slosh. The water element causes various levels of imbalance in a person if the right kind of things are not done with it. Traditionally, in this month, there are various practices to be in touch with water. Generally, people don't want to miss the Brahma Muhurtam, 3:33 am, a conductive time for spiritual sadhana. So, if you wake up at 3:33 am and take a bath, the Margazhi brings a natural sense of stability into the system. There are any number of spiritual seekers who are constantly one step forward but one step backward. This is happening to too many people around because there is not enough sadhana towards stabilizing themselves. If you are pulled upward but if you are not stable within yourself, then it will lead to imbalances. This month is used for stability, and the next month, the Thai Masam, is used for mobility. Only if you have enough stability within you, only then would you dare to be mobile. This is a time to create balance and stability.